back everyone to the latest video in the series in which I preview my upcoming book, You Say Soccer, I Say Football. Today I'll be talking about 3 key lessons from chapter 2 of my book, which is called Pressure, Failure, and Character. First up is lesson number 1. The best way to learn about people's strength of character is through how they react to failure. In this chapter, I talk a lot about a specific player who goes by the name of Gonzalo Gerardo Higuaín. And the reason I talk about Higuaín is because he has been labeled almost entirely throughout his career as a choker, as someone that when it comes down to it, when it's that final, that big pressure occasion, that he would always just miss that one chance that would ideally, if he scored it, essentially give his team victory. And admittedly, he has had some cases in which this has happened, and I talk about each one of these cases during World Cup finals, Copa America finals, and so on, as people that know him will, of course, know what I'm talking about. But I talk about him because I use his case as an example of how to react to failure, how you learn about a person's strength of character through how they choose to react to failure. Will they come back? Will they still continue to show up every day? Or will they just crawl in a hole and just shut out the world around them? I also take the somewhat entertaining case of Giorgio Chiellini and Lorenzo Insigne, who a few years ago had a little spat in the media. Lorenzo Insigne, the player of Napoli, the winger of Napoli, he criticized Chiellini's club, Juventus, for always losing in finals. To which Chiellini responded, well, we always lose in finals because we actually appear in them. The others choose to drop out of the competitions in the round of 16. And now these are not direct quotes, but I think, you get the gist of it. And that kind of captures an idea that I'm trying to convey here, which is you can choose to lose once and then just not show up anymore, or you can choose to continue to show up every time, even though you lose a lot of finals, which I admit, Juventus does lose a lot of finals. So moving on then to lesson number 2. You can be successful for 99% of the time, but all that's needed to destroy you is one catastrophic failure. In this chapter, I talk about my experience of playing football, and for the most part of my career, I was a defender slash midfielder. And I talk about how defenders can play 99% of the game. They can be perfect. They can just be 100% just a phenomenal player. But all they need is that 1 second, that 1 minute of the game that they make a catastrophic error, and then they are the villains. Even though they played 99% of the game completely spotless, it's just that one moment that they slipped up that will be remembered. And then, well, they are the villain. So I use that to make that lesson of, you can be great for 99% of any kind of endeavor, but slip up once and then, well, joke's on you. And finally, lesson number 3. You always have a choice regarding how you react to failure. In his best-selling book, Man's Search for Meaning, Dr. Viktor E. Frankl once said the following: between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. I use that quote in this chapter to communicate that both in football and in life, when you, like Higuaín, have been criticized for being a choker because you miss chances, or if in life in general, you are criticized for always failing or coming up short in any kind of life endeavor, that there is always your choice in how to respond to failure. Between that stimulus, that failure, and your response to it, in that space lies your choice, your power in how to react to that failure. You can choose to have the strength of character to continue to show up day after day, despite your past failures, or you can choose to allow the demons of your past to continue to haunt you and to continue to tell you that you are not good enough.